Kia ora, I'm Dr. Chris Wilson from the University of Auckland, and I am the Director of the Master of Conflict and Terrorism Studies.
My name's Izzy Renton, and I'm a former student from the Masters of Conflict and Terrorism Studies. I've just finished my course and handed in my dissertation. We're going to be talking to you about the experience of the course and what you can expect if you come and join us on campus.
We created the Master of Conflict and Terrorism Studies in 2017 because we could see that around the world the threat of political violence was rising. There are a number of wars emerging, violent extremism in a number of forms, white nationalism and other manifestations was increasing around the world and causing harms and dangers to vulnerable communities and as well as society as a whole, democracy and social cohesion in numerous countries. So we created the program as a way of bringing students together in a multidisciplinary or transdisciplinary format, examining that problem, which is one of the most challenging problems of our times, to try and best understand it and to work out the best ways to counter it. As a 180-point master program, students are able to enter the MCTS straight from their bachelor degree. The program takes about 3 semesters full-time or a year and a half. What was your experience of that structure, Izzy?
Yeah, I thought that the 3 semesters was really beneficial. You spend the first semester doing full talk courses, and then in your second 2 semesters, you're doing both your dissertation and completing the final talk courses that you need to make up your course. And I think that first semester where you're doing classes and meeting your cohort and meeting your professors and it gives you time to get used to the level of work that you need to do for a master's, and it also gives you time to better understand all the different topics that are available to you within the Masters of Conflict and Terrorism Studies, and so come up with ideas for your dissertation so that you're fully prepared to do your best on that big piece of work when you get to it.
Would you like to tell us about your dissertation, Izzy?
So my dissertation was about the use of conflict-related sexual violence. Naturally, that's a field that's quite difficult to obtain original data in, so I was looking more at it from an academic perspective. I looked at Colombia and looked at how the theory around the causes of sexual violence in war how those are connected to the types of interventions and recommendations that get suggested by both academics and experts working at NGOs and international governmental organisations, and also by some of the national bodies in Colombia.
We've probably had about more than 150 graduates of the program since it was created in 2017. So it's been a very thriving program. One of the great things about it as well is that it's based in Tamaki-Makaurau, Auckland in New Zealand. So students get to experience the beauty of Auckland's beaches and forests and at the same time build quite a strong cohort, would you say, Izzy? I mean, I know that your cohort was very close and you had quite a good social experience as well as the academic side. Yeah,
definitely. The course is quite a small course. The cohort is quite tight-knit and you take a lot of classes together because it is a taught masters, and that provides a great opportunity to get to know the other people on the course, and there's a huge diversity of people who are on it at sort of different stages in life, coming from different backgrounds, as Chris mentioned, different disciplines. I myself came to the course about 8 years after having done my undergraduate. But there were people who had come straight out of university as well, either studying global studies or politics and international relations. So yeah, the diversity of people and the opportunity to get to know them and see their different perspectives on the topics we were talking about was really, really great.
We also have a very strong practical component within the teaching itself. We have a number of projects just that are very practical and hands-on, give students the experience that they need for that career after graduation. Many of these include collecting data on, for example, the threat of hate crimes towards minorities in Aotearoa or the threat of extremism towards those groups, using surveys or monitoring other sources of information. We've also had a collaboration with colleagues in computer sciences on a virtual reality project in which students learned to simulate how people would act in a disaster such as a terrorist attack, and therefore how to best keep people safe. We have students working in my research team monitoring the threats of extremism in Aotearoa. Are there any other projects that you can think of with that really strong practical component?
Yeah, I'm thinking of Tom's project in the ethics of warfare, where he does the UN model hearing, which is a great opportunity to get up there and experience what it might be like in those sorts of roles and with that kind of pressure, making decisions about, as Chris says, very important topics.
One of the most exciting things for me, probably one of the things that makes me the proudest, is seeing the large number of MCTS graduates that have gone on to such exciting careers. Down in Wellington now, we have a whole cohort of graduates who are now working in various agencies, including police, immigration, Department of Prime Minister and Cabinet, the various security agencies. It's really exciting seeing students, graduates, doing such rewarding, meaningful work that's keeping Aotearoa safe and really making a difference. What are your plans next, Izzy?
For me, I caught the research bug while I was doing the MCTS, and I found that it's really set me up with the research skills that I need to move forward in that. I also have found that doing the MCTS, the type of research you get to do, as Chris was saying, you get to think about these complex problems, but also you're doing research that contributes to government and contributes to society. And one of the things that showed me I could do that was working on research projects with you, Chris, and some of the stuff that you're doing, which maybe people would be interested in hearing about.
Absolutely, yeah. At the moment I have a team of graduates who are now monitoring the risks of violent extremism in Aotearoa, using artificial intelligence and large language models to really identify the risks in a sophisticated way. And it's really cutting edge work, and it's super exciting seeing our graduates doing this work and being really excited about coming to work and putting the skills that they learned in the degree into practice to keep society and our democracy and our social cohesion safe. One of the things that really enhances the practical side of the MCTS is that we have a large number of practitioners, both from government policymakers and also from humanitarian agencies and other organisations in the field, who come in and talk to students both about their work and the work of their agencies and what's being done out there. And also it gives students a really good chance to both hear from those practitioners, network with them and meet them, and also hear about really exciting opportunities that they can go on to once they graduate. And in many cases, these connections that we've established have led to really exciting paths after graduation.